So hello guys, welcome back with another video of Salesforce Geek channel, and in this video we are going to cover our next video of our Salesforce Flow for Beginner series. And in this video we are going to create multiple records with the help of Salesforce Flow, and we are going to use loops in this scenario, right? So let me just share you the scenario. So on the account record detail page, we need to place a button called status, and whenever you click on that status button, it display you the option whether you want to activate your account or deactivate your account. If you select deactivate over there, what you need to do, you need to check like if that account have some opportunities that need to be updated in closed lost stage, right? So we are not going to update those opportunities directly, but we are going to create task to the account owner that you should work on these opportunities to get them closed because the account is deactivated. So this is the business scenario which I am taking in this video, right? So without any delay, let's get started. So as I told you that we need to create or we need to display some data to the user, right? So we need to use screens over there, and as we are going to display that flow on a button, right? So we need to use a quick action on the account record detail page. So without any delay, let's get started. So first of all, you need to click on new flow and click on screen flow, click create. So as you know that whenever you want to provide some data to your Salesforce flow, you need to create a variable which is variable, and whenever you are, let's say, on a record detail page and you want to pass the ID of that record, what you need to create is record ID, and this name should be same. If let's say you provide I small, D capital, then this should not work. This API name should be same, which is record ID. Now in the data type, I am going to select text, and here I need to select available for input. Just click on done. And now what I am going to do is I am going to create my first screen which will display the current status of my account. So for that, what I am going to do, I am going to use a pick list option, or if you don't want to use pick list, you can also use checkboxes, right? So for now I am just using pick list option, and here I am going to type status, and in API name you can make it require or not, depends on your scenario. For now I'm not making it require, and in the data type you will see text, yes, so it is okay. Now in the pick list choice, what I am going to do, I am going to create a variable. So first of all, I need to create a new choice resource, right? For that I am going to use a pick list choice set. Here I need to provide the API name, which is account active pick list, and in object I need to select account over there, and then data type as pick list, and in the field I need to select active. Let's click on done. So now this status will provide you two values, which is yes or no, or instead of status what you can do is active. That would be much better in terms of when we see the options of status, right? So now it will say active, yes or not. If the status, or you can say if the account active is selected no, then we need to do the steps that I talk about in the starting, and if the active has yes, then we don't need to do anything, right? Just update the record. Now we are done with this. Okay, I need to provide the screen, let's say screen 1. Also right now you will see that there is no default value, right? As you can see, there is no default value. So in order to provide you a default value, let's say our account already have yes over there in the active field, then if you want to provide that default value, what you need to do is use a get record element, which is here, and here you need to select account or type account, and you need to fetch account object, and here you need to provide the ID. So let's say ID equals record ID, which we are fetching from the record detail page. Now only first record, because we are providing ID and ID is unique. So here you need to select automatically store all fields and click done. Now in the screen element, what you need to do is click on the pick list or component that you just drag and drop, and go to the default value. Here you need to type the account, which is a basically record single variable dot active. So this will bring the default value of the account. If it is yes, then yes. If it is no, then no. Let's click on done. Now what I am going to do is I am going to use a decision element, that whether the option selected is yes or no. So let's say check for active. If active, if yes, then what we need to select is account active pick list equals yes, and then we simply, because we have yes or no value, then we simply move to the default outcome. So simply click on done. So if it is yes, then we don't need to do anything. If it is no, right, or if it is default, what we need to do, we need to create task for all the opportunities that we have on that particular account, and we need to create task for all the opportunities, right? So what I am going to do here, I am going to use a get record element to fetch all the opportunities out there. So let's say all related ops, and in the object I am going to type opportunity. In the condition I am going to provide the account ID as equals record ID, and here I am going to select all records. Also I only want those opportunities which are in open stage, so I need to provide stage name does not equal closed won, and stage name does not equal closed lost. You need to type you need to select all records and automatically store all fields. Click done. Now you will see we have all the related opportunities that we have on that particular account, right? And here again we are going to make a check if we have some related opportunities, then only we are going to use a loop element, right? So I am going to use a decision element again. Let's say check for null, and here I am going to type not null and select all related ops is null boolean false. Let's click on done. So here you can see not null. So now what I am going to do, I am going to use a loop element to this all related ops get record element, right? So let's select a loop element over there and type here OPP, and now collection variable. So all related ops is the collection variable, first item to last item. So if you don't know about the loop element or how loop works, you can check out the previous video. I will put out the link in the I button and in the description box as well, so you can check it out. What are the concept of loops in Salesforce Flow. Simply click on done. Now you will see something like this. Now you will say, okay Shubham, that now we in our loop, right? So let's say if we have 4 opportunities, then we need to create 4 task records. So you do one thing, just simply add the create record element inside this loop. For now, just remember, it's not a best practice to use data elements inside a loop, right? So what are data elements? Update, create, delete, or get record element, like that. So you never use those data elements inside a loop. So for now, what I'm going to do, there is a way prevent using data elements inside your loop element, right? What you need to do is click on the plus button and use assignment element. So let's say here I am going to type task instance. So basically task instance is storing task records which we are going to create on that particular opportunity. So let's say what are the for that what we need to do is we need to create a variable which is of a record variable, and let's say task is the API name and data type is again task, data type is record, and in the object we need to type task. So right now you will see I am not selecting this allow multiple values collection because I am creating a single instance of a task, right? And what I'm going to click on done. So now you will see task element is created, right? So what I am going to do now, I am going to use task dot status equals not started, task dot assigned to which is owner, right? So what I am going to use here, account dot owner ID. Now the third is task dot description equals please work on this open opportunity, and subject which is account is not active, right? So this is the subject, and now we need to relate this particular task to that particular opportunity. So for that, as you know that on task we have two type of fields, what ID and who ID. Who ID basically when you want to relate your task to particular lead or particular contact, which is like who refers to a person, and what ID refers for an object, let's say account, opportunity, or whatever the on whatever object you want to relate your task, right? So here I am going to use what ID, task dot what ID equals, here I need to provide the opportunity ID. Now how I get the current opportunity ID, you need to simply type op and you will see current item from the loop. So the label you provided to the loop element, right, which stores the current opportunity. So I will explain you in a minute, just give me a moment. opp dot id, and we are good. Now you will see our scenario looks like this. Let me just minimize our flow so that I can explain. Now you will see, let's say in a get record element we are getting 4 opportunities, right? Then we check whether we have some records or not. If we have some record, then we simply move into the loop element, right? So let's in the loop, let's say we are going to create we are having 4 opportunities, so we are going to create 4 task record for them. So let's say first opportunity start working, it will came into the assignment element where we created a task instance and we are basically populating all these values. Now if I come to the last field which is related to ID or which is what ID, you will see current item. So that is the first one. When first one is completed, right, then the second opportunity start and this value gets changed. So now current item which is OPP store the second opportunity. So that's how it works. Now what I am going to do is, as you know that we need to use create record element outside the loop. So that's there is a hack or there is a way we are doing this process. We also need to use another assignment element, and you can say task collection, where we are going to store all the task instances. So let's say we have 4 opportunities, so that means we have 4 task instance. Now we are going to store all those task instances into task collection variable, or you can say all the apples inside a basket, and then we are going to update that basket later on outside the loop. So let's say task collection, in the variable we also need to create a new variable which is a task collection variable, right? So simply click on variable and type here task collector, and in the data type let's say record, and now this time you need to make sure you select allow multiple values. So when you select allow multiple values, your variable becomes a collection variable. Now it can store multiple records. In the objects type task and click done. Now you need to add those value one by one. So what you are going to use, we are going to use an add operator here, and we are going to type the task instance, and here you can see task dot. When you select task, there is a dot over there. You simply need to remove that dot. So now you will see, if I click on done, first of all the task instance is created, then this task instance is basically assigned to the, or you can say added into the task collector. And then after all the opportunities are processed, right, let's say 4 opportunities we have, all the opportunities, first a task instance is created, then that task instance is added into the collection one by one, and after the 4th opportunities we move outside the loop, and here you can see after last we need to create those task instances, right? So we are going to use create record element for that, and let's say create tasks, and here you will see we are going to create multiple tasks, right? And so you need to select multiple over there, and in the record collection we simply going to provide the task collector, because task collector create all the instances or store all the instances. And if you don't know about create record element, I already created a video for create record element, you can check it out. I will put out the link in the I button and in the description as well. And I am now simply we need to simply click on done, and that's how our flow will looks like. So this is not a complicated one, right? If you have some confusion, just re-watch the video and you will get understand, okay, what we are doing right now. So let me just click on save and provide a label. Let's say create task and save. Let's activate it, because in order to create a quick action you need to activate your flow, otherwise that flow is not visible over your quick action. Now let's move to the Salesforce org and move to the account object, because we need to create a quick action over account, right? So simply go to account object, and in the button links and actions click on new action. So here you can see flow, you need to select action type as flow, and flow create task is automatically populated because this is the only active flow I have in my org, and name it, let's say active. I'm going to give it a name as active or status. You can simply provide, let's say status, right, and hit save. Now you need to place this flow over page layout, right? So let's move to page layout and move to account layout. Let's select mobile and lightning action, and here you will see or let me just try to refresh it, because in mobile and lightning action it is not visible. So let's click on so in the first on the first position it is there. I'm not sure it is available on the first time. So let's simply drag and drop to the Salesforce mobile and lightning experience action and quick save your page layout. And let's move to any account to see whether we have that button or not. So simply refresh the page. So here you can see active / status we have right now over there, right? So if I click on the button, you will see something like this, and right now here you can see active is selected as yes, right? So that means on this right now this account is active. Let me just try to cross this flow, and let me move to detail and check whether we have the value of active as yes, right? So what we need to do now, let's check how many opportunities we have. So here you can see we have around 6 opportunities over there, right? And all are in the open state. So when we select no over there and hit next, all the opportunities are getting closed. So also I forgot to do one thing over there, which is I also need to update the account, right? So for that, what I am going to do, I am going into my flow again, and after updating after creating the task for all the opportunities, right, I also need to update the account as well, because we change the value of the active to no. So let's say update active field on account. And here I am going to type account ID equals to record ID and field as active to no, right, and click done. Now after this, you can also show a screen. Let's say display text, message, hooray, all the tasks are created, right, and let's click on done. Okay, screen 2, click done. And now what I am going to do, let's say if we don't have any opportunities, right, I am also going to display a message over there. So let's say use a display text, message 1, no related open opportunities on this account. Let's say screen 3, click done. Yeah, now we are good. So you can now click on save as I simply modify, or you can say just beautify our flow, but that update record element which we use here is kind of mandatory, because we also need to update the field of the account. So now I'm simply going to activate my flow, and let's move to the account and hit refresh. So before checking in the real time, let's try to debug it. I'm simply going to click on debug, and I'm going to provide the account ID. So I'm going to provide a record ID and hit run. So here you can see I'm going to select no and click next. So here you can see, hooray, all the tasks are created. That means everything is working fine. So if I click on finish, so you will also see that changes are reflected inside this record, because we are in a screen flow. So right now you can see 6 tasks are created for these opportunities, and if I open one and one opportunity, you will see there is only one task, account is not active, right, and account is not active. So it's just and if I open any task, here you will see account is not active, please work on this open opportunity, and it is assigned to Shubham Bhardwaj, who is the owner of the account, right? So that's how you can see our flow is working fine. And let me just show you, if you run this flow again, so now you will see that the current account status is no, but if I click on next, so now guys, here is a problem, what is the problem? Here you can see active is no, right? Like the current status of the account is no, and if I hit next, it will again create 6 tasks. So to prevent this, what we need to do is, let's move to the check for null, and here you need to check, here you can add one more condition, that account dot status, or you can see account dot active equals yes. Right, and simply click done. By doing this, you will ensure that Rflow only works, or that Rflow only works only when the account status is active, right? So into the screen, what we can change, no related open opportunities on this account, or the status of the account is not active, right? And simply click on done, hit save as, click on save. Let's click on debug again. Now I am going to provide a record ID again and hit run. So here you can see the active status is no, and if I click on next, here you can see no related open opportunities on this account, or the status of the account is not active. So that's how you can create multiple record with the help of Salesforce Flow and with the use of loop element. And I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe this channel, and also make sure you follow all the playlist of the Salesforce Flow for Beginner series. I will come up with more videos soon. Thank you so much.